Hey, good morning, everybody. Dano the Rust Buster coming at you once again from Providence, Rhode Island. We've got a nice sunshiny morning going on here today, and it's nice and cool. So it's gonna be a pretty heavy hitting day. The other day, on my last episode, I showed you that what it's like to look underneath those patches and how far back it has to be cut sometimes. This one was pretty extreme, and I went for it. Well, the day after that, I put it all back together. Maybe not all of it, but most of it. Let me show you what I got going on here. This is what came out of it. This is what came out of this car's trunk. That's a lot of cutting. That's a lot of patches. That's just a lot of that's a whole lot of rust. I mean, it's got it all. And once again, with this, even right down to the foil tape. Got to have foil tape if you're going to be an Uncle Bob. Lots of Bondo, lots of roofing tar, lots of rust, lots of everything. Well, that didn't slow me down. Remember, there was the trunk comes in three pieces. This is the center panel. The center was still good on this. I don't know how that happened. And underneath the center panel is the gas tank straps, and they're in still good shape. So I got lucky and didn't have to tear that up. But here's your trunk. I got the left and the left and the right panel in there. There was a couple of blowouts on the bottom, if you recall. One there, one down there. And this is the way it's going back together. It's caulked in, but not 100%. I like to get a little bit of filler, caulk, and then put down my Flex Seal, and add multiple layers to get it to blend nice. But this is what, excuse me, this is how a trunk is supposed to look. The seam is right here, and that's where I'll make that disappear. It's already looking pretty good. You can see where the tack welds are. This didn't get fully welded because that's just a waste of wire. You can see my caulking is it's looking good like usual. Seeing as how it was totally blown out and rusted beyond recognition. But I'll get all this good and cleaned up. But what I do. Let me put you down. What I do is a lot of times, although I do like to stay in one area. If I'm going to be working your trunk, I work your trunk. But when I work a whole car, I do a triage. I go for the most, the biggest challenge first, and get that stable, and then move on to the next biggest one, and then come back while the Flex Seal is drying on this. I'll be cutting on that, and while I'm cutting on that, I just prime that, and that primer is drying, and then I go around and around and around until the problems get smaller and smaller and smaller, and then I come through on a final pass and dress everything in. that's the way I roll. I had basically a heckler yesterday got a hold of me on YouTube and just couldn't understand why he had a Chevy cab, S10 pickup, C10 rather, and it was frame off, and it was a typical Chevy cab. Floors, rockers, cab corners, drip pan, and he was adamant about giving him a price. I just want a price. Just tell me how much and how long. I went back and forth a couple times. Said, you know what? I can't give estimates because everyone is different. I go, here's the video. Watch the Dano discussions, and that explains exactly how I work and how I go about it and how I get paid. I've been doing this for a long time. It's my method. It's my the whole thing, and I don't have any problems with clients. When I get somebody like that, it's like, you know what? I'm not for you. Because what happens is I say it's going to take a couple days. Next thing you know, it turns into this. Oh, but you said, here we freaking go. I'm done with that. If somebody doesn't watch, this guy didn't want to watch my 10-minute video on how I go about this. He just wanted a price. don't even bother. Don't bother. I only deal with older guys that know what they're looking at, that have been at this before, that have the resources to go forward and and just let me do my thing. Now, what I can do, fellas, I was thinking about what I can do is if you watch my videos, my previous episodes, you say, oh, I need work that's just like that. How much did that cost the client? There. Now I can tell you. I don't know how much it's going to cost yours, but I can tell you how much it cost the last one I did. From there, you got a basic idea. It could be more, it could be less, what have you. On this one, I peeled the vinyl top off. It came off pretty easy. Cleaned up the rear window channel. Inspected that. I cleaned up the cross support. Cleaned out the trunk gasket. All that residual crap. Cut out that whole the trunk, as you see. Got it in and tightened down. I opened up this rear quarter so that I can work on the fender well. Okay. That's, and again, I work 4 or 5 hours a day. I don't go nuts on it. So what he's got into this right now is just under $1,500. Okay, and that's, so there you go. The trunks are anywhere from $700 to $1,500, depending. These up here are really hard to. Everyone is different. So that's where we are with that. I just wanted to show you that because it's a follow-up to the surprise underneath the patches. All right, folks. Today I'm going to start in on the floors. Wait for some parts to come in, and we go from there. Until then, hey, thank you, and feel free to subscribe to all you guys that are just finding me. I work on all kinds of cars. I go from town to town, state to state. I've been at this for most of my life, and this is my passion. Subscribe, watch a couple of these. They're not how-tos. I just want to show you what I work on, because chances are you got one too. And now you know who to call. Thank you, and have yourself a nice day. Bye-bye.